New from Kenner's Star Wars collection, the Millennium Falcon that you put together.
This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Yes Have Some on YouTube, and welcome to Toy Anxiety. A little bit of a different look this evening. Where are my buttons? I never find my buttons.
What is happening?
Craig is happening, and Craig is exhausted. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. My name's Craig Goldberg. Got a different crew tonight. Jacob Walsh joining us as always. What's up, man?
Hey, dude. I can barely hear you. All I hear is music.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
There's like a feedback happening.
Yeah, I was hearing some feedback too. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me now?
There we go. There we go.
Dan Harshman joining us first time on whatever this is that we do here on Tuesday nights on YouTube. Toy Anxiety. Ryan Dole is on another vacation. Now, I don't count when you live in Canada.
Who takes double vacations?
When you live in Canada,
This country affords it.
Are you? I hear like a weird feedback. Where's that coming from? I don't know. Could be me. Let me turn this.
I don't know. I hear it too.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I don't have feedback.
When you're living in Canada and you fly to a different part of Canada, that's not a vacation. That's just something else. That's just double. Oh, what is happening right now?
What?
Hold on.
What the fuck is this? Hang on. Last I checked, this is my show, and whether I'm in Toronto or not, I approve who the guests are. And I think the last thing this show needs is one more ghost head neckbeard who's white on this show.
He's cutting a promo.
All right.
Okay.
But anyways, I just want to say hi. I'm in Toronto. I'm having a blast. It's great seeing you, Mr. Dan Harshman. Please don't be too anal on the packs. I know they're not.
I'm not.
Glorious.
I'm excited about it.
Building and part
I'm
of the
excited
Ghost
about it.
Community.
Okay.
Also, didn't you
Oh,
also
Jesus.
start some sort of like Facebook group to prove how awesome you are at PAX? But regardless, we love you. We are glad you're here. Hi, everybody watching at home. I will go now and play some more video games. And
He's going to fly to
say,
another
hey,
part of
Jake,
Canada.
Hey, Craig. Hey, Harshman. I love you guys. I bought some toys. It's going to be a good next week.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ryan. Bye-bye.
Canada has
Hey,
toys.
bye.
Have fun. Be safe. All right. That was
Wow.
that was Ryan Dole. But
I saw that was Ryan, but I didn't hear a word he said.
was he just yelling?
I
What was
thought
he saying?
Canadians were supposed to be nice.
Everything sounds garbled to me. I can't understand anybody.
Can you not hear me?
I can now. Everything Ryan said sounded like
Well, he's got that
he was
Canadian
underwater.
accent. It's very
I
confusing.
He's
know.
just
I
screaming
can't figure it out.
He was just screaming expletives. He's like the rudest fucking Canadian on the face of the planet.
He really is. He's a nice,
Yeah.
rude man. Let me get back to my setup. There we go. Anyways, hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So yeah, something a little bit different this week. We're going to be talking a lot about the Proton Pack, the HasLab. We got into it a little bit last week. We wanted to bring Dan Harshman on, Proton Pack expert, longtime member of the Ghostbusters community. Dan, tell people who you are for those seeing your beautiful face for the first time.
So I'm Dan Harshman, founder of Ghostbusters Virginia, founder of PK Surge at DragonCon, owner and operator of Harsh Hobbies Incorporated, which is my Facebook page. So I keep most of my nerdy stuff off my main Facebook page, and also admin and operator of Spengler's 1984 Workbench, which is a Proton Pack build group with a focus towards authenticity.
Dan, you're doing too much. Now, is Harsh
I'm-
Hobbies are you actually incorporated, or is that just like a fun thing to say?
It's just a fun thing to say. It's just my hobbies page, like my, oh, I'm working on Legos, or I painted a miniature, or hey, I bought this. It's the poor man's Yes Have Some. Not nearly the Power Rangers talk.
The poor man's Super chat from AJ Quick. This is gonna get fun tonight. The buy Dan Harshman some headphones fund. Yeah, that could be something. That could be a little bit why we're getting the feedback, but we'll deal with it. It's a one-time
We'll deal with
occurrence. It's a one-time thing.
Paul Fig isn't going to come on. We're going to be okay.
That is true. The last time Dan was on Yes Have Some, Paul Feig called in. So who knows what'll
Very
happen
true.
this time. Jake, which famous director do you think should call in tonight?
I mean, I think it would be the funniest if it just is Paul Feig again.
Right. That would be good.
Maybe a
You guys
Gebhardt.
abandoned me.
No, we wouldn't do that.
Come
So
on.
this is what we're going to do. I am going to, Dan, because we are getting some feedback when you're not talking, I'm going to try to mute you. But I don't know how, so I'm going to try to figure that out.
Good luck.
It's never been done before. No, listen, we're going to have Dan on here for a little bit before we move on to regular toy anxiety business. Now, Dan, I want to get your perspective. You are a longtime Ghostbusters fan, prop builder, and toy collector. Did you ever think you'd see the day where we got a premium 1-to-1 scale Proton pack?
Not a chance. Not a chance in your life did I ever think that. I was pretty blown away when Spirit Halloween came out with their 80-85% scale Halloween accessories. So when HasLab announced this, I was blown away. Like this is really, really fucking cool as far as Ghostbuster toys go.
Yeah, for sure. And we all remember the Matty Collector days. People begged for a Matty Collector Proton pack forever. That never happened. And then, I think we all have the PTSD of that Ecto 1 crowdfunding project. I just never thought a ghost. I'm on record 100 times probably on this show and YHS, and anybody would listen to me. I would say there's never going to be a Ghostbusters HasLab. It's not going to happen. It's not practical. There's not enough fans that want to spend, whatever the amount of money is. And I think let's start with price point. Jake, we were having some hardcore discussions on what we thought the price was going to end up being. Turns out it's $400. Is it $400 or $450?
It's 400.
400. So where are you on that? Were you surprised with that? And do you think that's the reason why it's so successful so far?
I'm not surprised. I think that's about what I thought it was going to be. Anything less seems cheap. And, it is a toy. You got to take in account what the other HasLabs have been costing. 400 seems right to me. And I know a lot of people are complaining that you got to buy the wand too, but look, it's a scale Proton pack. Most of us already have the wand.
Yeah,
and even the
if you're a
400
real fan, you already have it.
Yeah, exactly. And the 120 that the wand costs, or the 100 or whatever, plus the 400 that the scale Proton pack costs, is still like a quarter of what you would pay if you were getting a real pack. So, I think the complaining for $400 is just stupid. I think that price seems about right to me.
Well, the only
It's
people
a
I've
toy.
seen, right? The only people I've seen complaining about the price are definitely people who aren't buying it, and probably they weren't going to buy it at 400, 700, or 1,000. It was never going to happen.
Right.
Dan, what do you think the price was going to be before the announcement came in?
I thought solid between 500 and 600. I had heard through the rumor mill people saying 1,000, 2,000, which I thought was outrageous, especially for Hasbro. But I was really thinking $500 to $600. So when they came out with 400, I've been blown away. I mean, their entire presentation, the price point, what it is. I mean, you talked about the Matty Collector days, and I think we got close to a Matty Collector Proton pack when they tried doing that crowdfunded Ecto 1. But I mean, that crowdfunded Ecto 1 essentially was the death song of Matty Collector Ghostbusters. And
I still think
think
about
that
it nightly.
I have a Christmas ornament of their meter of the car.
Oh, the foam car. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought 400 was good. I mean, because a lot of people are thinking about this in the wrong terms. I think they're thinking, well, what does a proton pack cost to build? Well, a decent resin or, fiberglass shell is going to be 300, 350, 400 bucks or more. And then you start adding on all of your parts and that gets you to $1,000 really quickly. And then next thing you know, you're at 1,500, 2,000 bucks before thinking electronics. But this is a mass produced plastic. Majority of this is going to be plastic. The one thing they said is it's lightweight. So this is going to be an incredible display piece, but I don't necessarily look at this as like a substitute for, a home built proton pack. To me, this is a completely different category.
No, I mean, not at all. It's completely a different category. But as we know in the Ghostbusters community, we might look at this and say, this is not a replacement for a proton pack, but you got a bunch of people out there wearing spirit packs, so it will be a replacement for a lot of people. It will be,
but
maybe not us,
fine.
but we ain't. It is fine, sure, but
there's nothing wrong with it.
It's good.
It's
good that price point is allowing people to get something that looks better than a spirit pack. Like, I mean, obviously for your hardcore fans and well, I don't even want to say hardcore fans, because you can be a hardcore fan without spending thousands into a proton pack. The accessibility, I think, is one of the very exciting things, for me at least, on this is the spirit modding community. I really have to give a shout out to them for just some of the ingenuity. Like, I've seen some of these mods where they've taken a spirit pack, and the only reason I know it's a spirit pack is because they said, hey, this is where it started.
Right.
So there's a huge amount of creativity there. But this, to be able to get, hey, this is your full size pack, it's cool, it already has the bells and whistles, and it's not going to break your back. That's a really cool thing for fans, and I really have to hand it to Hasbro for giving that kind of accessibility for something so authentic looking that usually has not been accessible outside of spending thousands of dollars or hours and time.
Well, to me, the time is everything, right? Like, I mean, money's everything as well, but to the investment of time that it takes to build a pack. Now, there's a lot that we don't know about this yet. Now, we have been assured and reassured that this is 3D modeled, scanned off the Afterlife Spangler Phoebe Spangler pack. You know what I'm saying. Phoebe from the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife, exclusively in theaters November 19th. You might have heard about it.
That's Paul Rudd's character, right?
Paul Rudd's character, Phoebe Spangler. And now there was that one Photoshop of the guy wearing it. It was just a bad Photoshop. It's like, whatever. Like, this is going to be the right scale. Now let's go to the comments. Capital P, I want us to comment on this. It says, I love everything about the Hasbro pack except for the screw showing on the power cell. Now, I'm not even sure what he's referring to. Oh, there's a screw on the left side of the power cell. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's accurate to what's in the movie. I'm not an expert on packs in general, specifically what the different modifications or updates are on the Afterlife pack. Dan, do you have any thoughts on that specifically?
You can't compare this to a replica. You really, really can't. And the first key for the hardcore pack builders is to let go of that particular attachment that we have to accuracy, because there are going to be assembly limitations. So the photos I've seen of the Phoebe pack, no, there's not a screw on the lower left-hand side of the power cell. So that is an inaccuracy, but
there's also not a
the
Hasbro logo, probably.
But it's a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We're getting in deep now. We're talking about the screw on the power cell. Power cell screw talk here on Toy Anxiety. So Dan, some people were a little bit like, ooh, I wish they would have done a classic pack instead of the Afterlife pack, which I see both sides of it. I know why they're doing the Afterlife pack. This is the new movie. This is where we are going forward. Same if they ever did an Ecto 1, I think more people would be more keen to buy a 1/12 scale, classic Ecto 1 versus maybe the Afterlife one. Although I really love the Afterlife Ecto with the gunner seat and everything else. So, did you have any thoughts on, whether or not a classic pack would even? I don't know if you could argue it would do better. I think most people don't know. I think the average person doesn't even know.
Yeah. You can throw an alternator that you rip out of a car on your back, and somebody thinks it's going to be an accurate Proton pack. So, like, JQ Public doesn't care. So everything marketing-wise is going to be focused towards Afterlife. Would it have been cool if they did an 84 pack? Sure. Is that still a possibility in the future? Yeah. I mean, if they already have the tooling and the mold, they could do another HasLab and do an 84 pack and repackage it, repaint it, and re-release it for another $400 a pop. But I understand. Afterlife is Ghostbusters moving forward, and it's great to see all the classic designs, but we can't get too caught up and disappointed that everything is not exactly as we remember it.
Yeah, and I think another thing to keep in mind, and Jake, this is kind of a conversation we've had a lot, is like, when you're a hardcore toy collector,
Mm-hmm.
you have a different perspective to a casual toy collector or somebody who maybe picks up a Ghostbusters collectible every now and then. You think about these things differently. So if you're somebody who just had a spirit pack and that's what you've wanted and that's what you've liked and that's cool with you, and you see this to you is a Cadillac, upgrade, right?
Yeah.
What I've been really impressed with is I was wondering going into this, like, how is the spirit pack, hardcore community going to react, and how is the classic, your Dan Harshman, I'm not going to say elitist, but there are some gatekeeping and elitist tendencies that, not with you, but with, people that we know.
There are.
And you know what? A lot of that comes from places of like, hey, we've been building these packs and we've put a lot of work and research into this for so long. What I've been impressed with, and Jake, I'll go to you first, then I'll go to Dan, is that the old guard of the Ghostbusters community seems very excited and very impressed with this. I've seen the backlash comes more from the people who've been putting money into the, some of the spirit packs and stuff like that over the last couple of years. So I didn't see that coming. The reverse elitism is what I called it. Jake, I'll go to you first.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I don't know why it's like that. To me, it feels just like it's because it is something we all never thought was going to happen. Maybe, it's like the fact that it's out and it looks so good, and maybe to the old guard, as you put it, who are used to spending like a lot of money on, as accurate as possible props, and then they see something like this and it's $400. They're like, oh shit. That's just another Ghostbusters collectible to put on the wall. Like, whether they want to wear it or not, it's
right.
Just like, we all collect Ghostbusters stuff. So it's just another thing for the collection.
Yeah, to me, this is like, if you've got the Maddie wand and the PKE and the goggles and all of that, then now you have the Spangler wand. I was expecting an RTV trap next. I was not expecting the pack to be the next thing.
Same.
To me, This is like, we've had a shortage of high-end premium Ghostbusters collectibles over the years. So when one comes out, especially a Proton pack, you're gonna want it. Like, doesn't matter what part of the community. And if you're a Ghostbusters fan and this doesn't interest you, then I question a lot. I question if you know what Ghostbusters actually is. Dan, feel free to comment on anything we just said, and then I'm going to go to the chat and see what's going on in there.
I have seen kind of the both sides of the argument. I've seen, old guard, as you put them, say, make the Jurassic Park joke, oh, we're extinct, but it's never going to put the hobbyists out. It really never is. And I don't understand why people get threatened by stuff like this. Like, I can't bend my mind around it, because you see it in all the communities. You see it in the Star Trek communities where they're like, oh, such and such company's coming out with a phaser. But it's not replacing homemade kits. It's not replacing the stuff that you craft with your hands. It's not replacing the hobby. It's just making different levels accessible to different people. And I sometimes wonder if geeks as a whole get a little too possessive and end up feeling like they own something that they really don't. And because they owned that thing, it made them feel special. And by releasing something like this, they feel like what made them special is being taken away. And
That's exactly it.
well, yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It's all about celebrating and having fun and having a good time. And I think this is so cool. I mean, it's so cool. You have the photo up in the corner. I just keep staring at it. They just did a great job.
I mean, if you showed me that and just said that was the movie pack, I wouldn't know the difference. You know, like I mean,
Your
I
quick
would.
cuts. Your quick cuts had me mixed up. It's that paint job. That finished paint is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect.
Now,
Like when you're building a high end pack, I'm going to go off on a tangent. You're looking for a satin finish, and that's why the Proton packs end up having kind of that oily, kind of slick finish to it.
right.
And Hasbro captured that in plastic.
Yeah.
How fucking cool!
At least
Their
they did on the
Spengler wand-
prototype. We'll see what happens when it
Yeah,
gets
at
delivered.
Yeah, it's a prototype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
True,
listen,
true.
if Hasbro wants to hang there with the big boys in the prop building community, they need to wait 5 or 6 years to send these things out. They need to hold on to your money, and then
Proton packs by Halloween.
every 6 months send you a
Hold
a
on to
little,
these for 2 years.
Hey, sorry, my kid was sick.
Hey, what they really should do is sell these to us and then make us drive to the Hasbro
Headquarters.
headquarters to
Rhode
pick them
Island.
up
We've done it before.
and not even apologize for it.
Oh God, I love it. Listen,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. I like that. I feel like you feel better saying that.
I do feel a little better.
You got to get it out, man.
Got to get it out.
You've only been getting it out for like the past 3 months. You know, there's still a little bit more to go.
I
It's
do
gonna
love that.
take some time.
My favorite thing in the prop building community is my kids were sick over the weekend. I'm going to be mailing it on Monday. So, anyways, so let's do a little screen share here and take a look at where we're at with this thing. Let's see here. What button did I do it? I didn't. Hold on.
I don't know.
We got a super
What are
chat.
you doing?
I think we do. It's going to pop up. There it is. Thank you, Jim Maritato. Who wants to be a has-god and say yes to buying a 460 Proton packs right now? Come on, you fat cats and power ballers. Yeah, let's thank you. Let's back this tonight during the
Limit of 5 per customer.
limit
Sorry.
for 5
Yeah.
Unless you're like, I wonder if like Big Bad Toy Store and those other companies got the ability to not do the limit. Great sentence.
I don't
Greg.
know.
Great sentence
Yeah.
structure there.
Good
It's
thought.
okay.
All right,
It's a good
let's
word.
take a look at the HasLab here. I really like the design work. All the Plasma series design has been awesome. They've done such a cool job on all the packaging and all the aesthetics here. All right, so Ghostbusters Plasma Series Spengler Proton Pack, 6,542 backers with a target of 7,000 and 40 days to go. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to make it.
I think it's happening
I think
pretty
it's happening.
quickly.
So let's cycle through some more of these pictures here. There's another shot. Now, this is just an animation of the power cell, but those will have working lights, we have been told, which is very exciting. Dan, just at quick glance, based on, measurements, I know on the Proton wand, the Spengler wand, the what do you call it? What's the thing called? The thing.
Yeah.
The
thing.
701.
No,
What is that thing called?
the Clippard valve.
The Clippard valve, a little bit undersized on the Spengler wand. I guess it's too hard to tell here, but I mean, from these photos, everything looks right.
Well, it looks right from the photos. It actually looks like they're using the same mold for the Clippard valve that they used on the wands. I did notice that the knurled knob on top is very similar to what was used on the Spengler wand. So
Okay.
I would suspect that they would reuse that.
Okay, that's fine. Keep it accurate. Keep it consistent with the wand.
Yeah.
Now we've talked a little bit about it. It does not have an Alice frame, but it does look like it has attachment for spacers or for the frame directly there. Hopefully people figure out how to do this without like ruining the electronics or whatever's inside this thing. Just be careful before you start drilling holes into the back of this thing. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it looks like it takes a self-threading screw, or if it's already threaded in those, then you just match the hardware size and and plug it in.
Plug it right in. Yeah.
Yeah. The Finchers will have that done in 20 seconds.
They figured it out already. This is the Finchers. This is them that we're looking at right here. That's Charles Fincher in Proton Pack 4. And then now this was, I think, the thing that surprised everybody is the inside. You can pop off the top of the cyclotron and look at some of the innards. I know we've been seeing these tested videos with Adam Savage, getting closer look at a lot of the electronics. Dan, I keep deferring to you as a longtime builder and somebody who's obsessed over these details. How you feeling?
It's so cool to see the inside of the pack. Like I 100% plan on displaying my HasLab pack with the cyclotron off, because we've never seen it. We've never seen the inside of the pack. It's never been in any literature or anything like that. You know, maybe real Ghostbusters would show some kind of, you know, crappy insides or something, but we've never had it really realized as a functional piece, and it's really cool. The designers came up. It's a little Tony Starkish, I will admit that, with the kind of the coil wraps and stuff that. But it's still overall really aesthetically pleasing, and it's neat as a fan to get to see inside of it.
It'll make more sense when you see the movie. Jake, we're about to say the same thing, aren't we?
We're about to make the same joke.
We're going to make the same joke.
Fuck it.
Just do it. Just go for it. Just say it.
I was just going to say it. It makes more sense when you see the movie and Phoebe has to insert that into her chest for the final battle. So.
It's true.
Egon Spengler built this in a cave.
Egon Spengler had a heart. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my heat just came on. More background noise for everybody.
No.
See, Abby, she doesn't do toy anxiety one night. She's playing with all the knobs out there. All the damn temperature stuff. Okay. Next up, we've got another shot of the inside. I mean, again, that is just so damn cool. It doesn't get cooler to me.
I wish it had lights. I really do. I wish there was lights on the inside to make it more dynamic.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. I'm going to put my Red Ranger Lightning Collection helmet and display it right in the middle of that cyclotron.
I do like how you can see the connections for how they're lighting the cyclotron, as far as like just those metal strips around the edge to get the electric connection in there. That's pretty ingenious.
Yeah, Craig, we got a super chat.
We got a super chat. Hold on. Hold the phone. Give me 1 second. I missed it. Here we go. A lot going on tonight. AJ Quick, $2 super chat. GB fans will offer a 100% ready to go Alice frame. Check that out. For all of your Proton Pack modification Hasbro HasLab needs. AJ Quick from gbfans.com. Who we have seen in September, October, and we'll be seeing again in November. We got to plan a December trip with AJ Quick. 4 months in a row.
We're just going to show up at his house for Christmas.
AJ just released his GB fans Alice frames, and they're incredible. The amount of research that he does on behalf of the community to get it right. I mean, like they're a fair price point. I want to say they're like between like $60 and $100. I'd have to double check. But he made sure that the metal gauge is right on them, that they're assembled correctly to mil spec. They're better than Rothko frames, so that you're not going to worry about them snapping apart or anything like that. Like, it's really cool that he was able to get the resources to get a mass-produced Alice frame that's up to spec with LC1 frames, which are becoming harder and harder to find.
Absolutely. He's the man. He's the man.
And if everybody wants to stick around in December, we will be coming with Yes Have Some presents Christmas with the Quicks.
Christmas with the Quicks. One webmaster and 3 podcasters just got snowed in. Let's see whose social anxiety tops the other. Here's a close-up.
3-hour special of AJ not talking. Exciting. Great going, guys.
Just AJ walking around New York Comic Con with that Squid Game mask was hilarious. It's the most expressive I've ever seen him been. So here's the deal. We got another close-up shot here. Now, this is the ribbon cable, the GB1 ribbon cable, and then there's this new yellow, I don't even know what to call this corn on the cob looking hose Is there an
It's a-
official name for
it's a-
this thing yet?
It's a braided cable. Gosh, shit. It basically it's what split loom would be used for. You police all your cables into it to make them look a little bit nicer.
Gotcha. Very cool. And then what do we think about the ribbon cable? Is this just something that Hasbro's kind of made? It's not going to be, it's not going to have the specs of, like a Fincher ribbon cable, but I mean, that looks pretty good for what it is.
For what it is, it looks good. It's definitely more on the side of the Spectra strip rather than a Ghostbusters 1 cable.
Right.
Definitely not close to anything. It looks like they took a Ghostbusters 1 cable and then printed the pattern onto some flexible plastic. They should have committed to a Spectra strip, but oh well.
What are you going to do? Yeah, I think I think the Finchers were hoping they were going to get like an order for 8,000 ribbon cable. Maybe they will.
I don't think that's what they were hoping at all.
Right. Wayne Cordova with a super chat. Thank you so much. He says, I backed the pack and I blame YHS/Toy Anxiety. Since I started listening, I became a Patreon, bought a cassette tape and a Proton pack. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, dude.
Talking about
Wayne,
3 things he can't use in 2022.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Proton pack. I'm hoping the Proton pack has a cassette player built right into it. That's what I think.
Yeah. If they're smart, that's what they'll do.
Yeah,
It's
if
the
they
fifth year
listen to
unlock.
the fans. Well, let me go back to that shared page real quick. I'll kill that image again. So, like we said, 6,500 backers already. They put together a really nice presentation. I'm sure you've all seen it. Now, they do not have the stretch goals listed out here, but it did seemingly leak. I guess we should talk about that a little bit, right?
We should.
Sure.
Yeah.
So 7,000 backers to answer the call and officially fund the project, which is just funny. It's just funny. I don't know why that made me laugh. It's just funny, okay? 9,000 backers to unlock the Class 1 unlockable stretch goal, the Classic Bundle, which rumor has it will be the connection hose. Am I correct in that?
Yes. Class 1 is the connection hose. Class 2 is the marshmallow mini puff figure. Class 3 is the Spengler notebook, and Class 4 is the stand.
Right. So Class 4 is the stand. The notebook one is kind of like, I'm sure that's cool, and there's some decals and that kind of stuff, but the one I'm most interested in is obviously if they have a connection hose that allows you to use the battery power from the pack to control your wand. That's amazing. And it would be a shame to have this without that.
Well, it's even cooler from what apparently a Hasbro employee said on one of the Facebook forums is that it's not just simply a hose. You're not just simply taking the adapter that the Spengler wand came with. It's actually a full insert and replaces the battery pack on the Spengler wand. So people who have, and I've seen it a lot, misplaced their hose adapters, are worried, like, well, how do I connect this? If we unlock that first stretch goal, which I definitely think we will, it's going to be really cool. It's, plugs right into the wand. I think it's so that the wand doesn't automatically hibernate after 30 seconds or a minute after not being used. So it'll make it a more complete and, cosplay accessory for the people that do want to turn it on and leave it on while they're out on a show floor.
Yeah, and then I really like the second tier, which is the exclusive mini puffs with the new facial expressions, because the 3-pack of mini puffs they're putting out. Jake, did you order those, by the way?
I didn't order them. I just figured whenever they released, I'd pick them up.
Whenever they show up. Those have 3 figures and 3 alternate facial expressions. So if you buy 2 of the packs, you can have 6 different mini puffs. This is going to have 3 more alternate faces.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that way
another reason to actually.
Well, if you have 9 mini puffs with 9 different faces, and then you multiply that by 3 or 4 times, you get a whole DTOF shelf full of mini puffs. Yeah. You want to talk about people impressed. Like, you bring over your family, they're going to be like, whoa.
Yeah, my mom's going to be so impressed by that.
Craig, I knew you were doing well, but look at this. You got mini puffs.
You got a lot of marshmallows in a display case. Cool.
Now, how do we feel about for those who backed in the first 48 hours, which I did, you get the slime attachment. Now, some people say,
Dumb.
who cares? I think it's fun.
It is fun.
Sure.
I think it's
And
fun.
it's free.
But
It's
then the-
I
free.
guess.
That's the other thing. It's free.
What are you going to do
So-
with that, though? Nobody's going to display their pack with a weird fake plastic slime hanging on it. That's
Well, you
just
know what? Now
junk.
that you said that, no. Now that you said that, I'm going to.
No, you won't, Dan. I don't believe you.
And I love
Actually, I'm gonna put the slime stuff on a $3,500 pack.
Yes, you're like, now this pack
right.
has direct lineage to the original shells used in the first movie, and this slime was a free gift from Hasbro. Now the mini puffed tier.
I hold on. I want to just make all the really like. I know earlier you said you didn't want to use the word elitist, but if you really want to piss off all those people, what you do is buy the Hasbro pack and take the ribbon cable from the Hasbro pack and put it on your actual pack.
Yeah, you buy the Hasbro pack just to dismantle it. Now here's what'll be interesting. Somebody's going to buy this Hasbro pack and make a direct mold of the whole thing. And they're just going to be like,
Sure.
there's going to somehow sell. There's going to be weird modifications. There's going to be people who make their Hasbro pack somehow, like, they're going to make it worse. They're going to, like, think they're improving it.
I know they're already plotting. They're going to cut it apart. They're going to add this. They're going to take off the clippered valve and put a real clippered valve on it. They're going to get a Fincher cable. They're going to put the Fincher cable on there. They're going to tear out the electronics. They're going to do all kinds of shit. They're going to take something that is literally going to already be $800 after December 13th and tear it apart.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Classic Ghostbusters fans. Now listen, I wanted to say this too. The Stay Puff or the Mini Puff tier also has like a marshmallow accessory, and I think that's
Right.
cooler than the slime because you could display your mini puffs. And also, I love the stand. If you get the last tier, that stand, because I've never liked displaying a pack on a wall. I'm not a pack on the wall kind of person. I like in the corner or on a shelf in a case. There's something. Probably because normally when people put it on a wall, it's like a blank wall with a proton pack and a flight suit hanging on a hanger next to it. And it's like, I know what you were trying to do, but there you go.
Keep going.
Keep going. Throw something else up there. Put the
Yeah, no,
Hasbro
I'm-
slime hanging on a hook.
Really, guys, I'm the elitist as you sit here and dissect how people hang their fucking toys on the wall.
Listen, if you're going to have a proton pack and hang it on the wall, might as well just quit. I almost said something else. Well, listen, man, this has been a fun discussion. Dan, anything else that you want to say about this pack before we start moving on to other business?
I'm excited about it. I think it's a good investment. I think it's a positive thing for the community. I don't think it's going to put the hobbyists out at all. The Mattel stuff didn't. All the doomsayers back then saying, "Oh, now there's a Matty trap. We're never going to have to build a kit again." That didn't come true, and it's not going to come true this time. It's an exciting collectible for Ghostbuster nuts, prop collectors, toy collectors. Back the pack, man. It's
Sorry,
awesome.
Tony Taylor.
Yep.
Sorry, Tony Taylor. Our next guest, I just insulted his pack, which is hanging on the wall. I do want to claim I did see, YHS did start the hashtag back the pack last week on Toy Anxiety. We did see Jason Reitman use the hashtag. And of course, because we're psychotic, we had to do some research to find out if did he do that because we were spreading the word. And from our information says we had a direct influence on Jason Reitman's back the pack post. We'll just
You
leave
guys
it
are the reason Ghostbusters 3 is happening, obviously.
Listen, they were ready to close the doors.
Wait till you see it.
Jake,
Yeah.
remember a couple years ago they were like, we're done with Ghostbusters. We sent Jake out to Ghost Corps and he talked him down.
Yeah.
Remember that time we filmed at Ghost Corps a couple years ago?
I do. Yeah,
we were
I
there
remember that. We
telling
did
them
all
to
of
make
this.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, even though they had already announced it.
Right.
None of that happened. Okay,
No.
Dan, any final words? Anything you want to plug before we move on?
I mean, yeah, anybody's welcome to the Spengler's 1984 workbench. It's not a gatekeeping thing. It's just that's what we're building. That's what we're passionate about. It's a great way to learn. It's a really, really good community, no drama, which is excellent. So always recommend that. Always recommend following me on Harsh Hobbies Incorporated or Ghostbusters Virginia. And then I'm going to plug my hopefully upcoming soon podcast with Mr. Austin Young, which is the Black Firehouse podcast, in which we'll be talking about exclusively Ghostbuster props. So I'm really excited about that. And hopefully we'll be launching later this month after the premiere of Afterlife.
Very cool.
Well, why is it called that? The Black Firehouse? Inside joke?
The not an inside joke. It's the firehouse in Ghostbusters was black, and nobody ever talks about it. All the merchandise for the firehouse is always brick red, how it was in Ghostbusters 2, how the firehouse stands now. But
Gotcha.
Ghostbusters 1, that firehouse it's black.
Well, that's
It's
just because,
dark.
no, that was just like they used different kind of film back then.
No, that's wrong. Listen. That argument only works on the jumpsuits.
Yeah,
okay.
the gray
Doesn't work on
jumpsuit.
the
Yeah.
gas-
You know what?
with the
I don't want to
black
get
firehouse.
I don't want to get too nerdy. I was watching Ghostbusters
Yes,
the other night, and it was the scene. Remember when that jumpsuit went on auction a couple years ago, and it was very discolored, like the shoulder parts. If you look at some of the scenes, like there's definitely a multicolored pattern on those flight suits.
There is. It's different bolts of fabric.
Yeah.
I'm still standing in the party of that the suits were not dyed.
Okay.
That it's different color batches, and I think when they got them, they saw that it was different color batches from the same order and decided to do something kind of creative to give the suits more depth.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you can
still-
expect that kind of level of knowledge being dropped
Yes.
on the pie. And then, by the way, Spangler's Workbench, that's a great Spangler's Workbench. Let me finish what it's called before I start my next sentence. It's an awesome Facebook group. The resources,
It really is.
if you're new to, building, if it's something that you're interested in, if you just want to get some knowledge about things going on in the prop world for Ghostbusters, Ben Eady hangs out in that group. Ben was the prop master on the new movie. You can see him in all the Adam Savage videos. There's just it's a wealth of information and really good stuff. So Dan, we thank you for running that group.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you. I'm really proud of it. I'm proud that a lot of the people were able to take their egos and leave it and engage in some incredibly quality, constructive conversations. It's really been lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dan, we thank you for joining us. We hope it's not the last time. We're hoping to see you in the next couple of weeks for things that everyone are going to be talking about in the next couple of days. If you can't figure it out by now, then context clues are not your not your forte.
It's not your thing.
Dan, we will catch up down the road. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks,
Have
dude.
fun, and
All right.
thanks for having me.
Bye, Dan. Dan Harshman, everybody. That was fun. Jake, how are you? It's just us now. Well, this is weird.
This is weird, yeah. Dude, I wanted to point out that in the chat, Stuart Thompson says the firehouse was actually khaki.
It was khaki ripstop, 2 bolts of fabric.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time we that's the first time we really talked about fabric on the podcast. So this was good.
Yeah, on a toy podcast. This is not even YHS. This is Toy Anxiety.
This is toy anxiety. So let's keep
We're
talking about toys.
ripstop fabric. Sure.
By the way, this sign, I got this sign made a while back.
What?
I've had this forever.
Hold on.
It's I got the file for the original. Look at this sign.
Oh, right. And you had that made, right?
It's the Who You Gonna Call Real Ghostbusters Ghost Center. This is a foam
You were
sign. I just wanted to show
Yeah,
everybody.
Okay.
I don't have any weekly pickups this week. Do you?
No.
This is a messed up episode.
No,
of,
dude. I listen. We've been really busy. We've been doing a lot, and we got more stuff coming up. And we were at Disney for a week, or it's just I just have not. I got a lot of pre-orders happening, but I just have nothing is showing up.
Well,
Nothing that's toys anyway.
I love this. Justin Tongue, fabric is in Craig's DNA. It is true. My dad was a fabric salesman. I've talked about it before. My dad was
That's
the
a
Ivan
deep
Reitman
cut.
of fabric salesmen.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep
comment.
cut. Well, let me say this. Next week, we'll get back to normal with a regular full shindig episode of
Sure.
Toy Anxiety, Show Offs, Abby and Ryan and all those people. They'll all be back. Now, did you find any sad comments tonight for later?
No.
No, we did. We'll come up with something. So we need to keep people hanging.
Yeah, we got some sad comments.
Now,
sure.
Randalorian asks, Jake, did you see the Godzilla
Sure.
Day drops coming? So let's talk about this for a second. When is
Okay.
Godzilla Day? What is happening? Tell the people.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's Godzilla's birthday. That's sort of an offensive question, honestly, to think that maybe I wouldn't have seen it all. Yeah. Mondo's dropping 3 posters, a statue, a record, and then Cavity Colors is dropping a whole collection of shirts tomorrow. There's a lot of Godzilla stuff hitting tomorrow. So
Very cool. Now, do we think Super 7's going to reveal their Ultimates tomorrow?
I think so. Actually, they are revealing. They have announced that they are revealing something for Ghostbusters or for Godzilla tomorrow.
For
Excuse me. But I would assume I'll be kind of annoyed if it's not the Ultimates and it's just another reaction figure. But
Right.
I think we're getting at least a reveal. Possibly, I mean, who knows? It could be pre-orders could be
Right.
open for it tomorrow. We'll see.
So that's very exciting. I've long said if the Ultimates look really cool, I want to get on that Godzilla Ultimate train. I want to be there with Jake. I want to open these Godzilla figures. I want to be like, what's this? What does this one do? What's her name? I don't know.
I'm just hoping that I'm we've talked about it before. Super 7 is usually just doing like remakes of old toys. So when they're doing something new, like the 2001 figures, it's just there's just so many questions on what the Godzilla toys are going to be. Are they going to be like remakes of old figures? Are they just are they going to be like the NECA versions but new?
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. And then I also, me and JK were talking about it. One of Super 7's, like, the thing that they've been doing with these Ultimates that they've been releasing is it's 4 figures and they'll put out one standard. Like, you'll get your regular Leonardo, but then your other 3 figures are like wild, weird. They did the same thing with all the Simpsons characters were like
they get
the most random deep cut. So I wonder if they're going to do that with Godzilla. I wonder if we're going to get like a plain Godzilla, your standard Godzilla, and then 3 like monsters that maybe you don't get a whole lot or something.
Brian Flynn said a long time ago that they had access to all the Toho monsters, not just Godzilla. So I think there's a lot of possibilities. Real quick before we get to our next guest, we got this question here. Riley Bob, what was your guys' consensus of NECA's 31 days of reveals plus that 31st reveal? What the fuck? Yeah, they kind of ended it on a little bit of a limp note. But I thought overall it was good. I thought it was really fun to see new toy reveals, new packaging reveals. I think after we went to NECA, I got a new appreciation for how much work goes into all that kind of stuff. So you're not going to see me being too critical of NECA about anything.
Yeah, and it also, like, after going to NECA, the rest of the countdown just didn't matter to me because we saw everything that was revealed plus more. I think we're allowed to say that. So it was almost like it kind of killed the 31 days of reveals for me because I was like, well, I know what's coming.
Right.
We've seen it. But
We did see some of it.
I think the people who were expecting all 31 days to be new figures every single time that's a little ridiculous. So there were so many sad comments over the last month of people saying, we already knew this was coming, or you're just showing the packaging. And it's like, hey, what do you like? They're a small toy company. What are you expecting?
Right.
So,
yeah. Good stuff. Now, listen, before we go on, I do want to thank everybody for being here. We have a lot of people watching. We appreciate it. We know people are excited about everything going on. Ghostbusters Afterlife is in a couple weeks. We can't wait to celebrate it and talk about it. So stay tuned to Yes Have Some for all the content that we're going to be doing in and around the release of Ghostbusters Afterlife. And hopefully we got a little buffering going. But whatever, we'll just keep going, and that's what we'll do. No, don't, Jake. You can't fake the buffer. Yeah, the bots heard us talking about NECA. The bots heard us talking about NECA, and they're in here. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we've got buffering going. I'm sorry, everybody. For those of you having issues, we're sorry, but we got to keep going. It is what it is. So right now we're gonna bring on our guest. Now you know Tony Taylor from the chat. Let's go ahead and get him in here. By the way, I've never talked to Tony Taylor or seen his face, so this is going to be...
I don't even know what he looks like.
It could be anybody. All right, here we go. Tony Taylor's here. Tony.
Still don't know.
There he is. Tony Taylor. What's up, man? How are you? Uh-oh. I hear
just a normal guy.
There. Wait, can I hear you? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Whoa, super delay.
Super delay. So...
Whoa!
All right. That's okay. Technical difficulties abound here on Toy Anxiety.
Fine. Give us all the technical difficulties.
We'll throw Tony back into the green room for a second and see if he can figure out what's going on with audio. And I'll talk about why Tony's joining us here for a second. Okay.
Well, that was a good interview.
Hello?
Oh, hey, is he back? Tony?
Am I back?
You're back. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. So, Tony, thanks for stopping by tonight. We have kind of... If you've been paying attention to Yes Have Some, you kind of should know what's going on with what we're doing. So first of all, Tony, why don't you introduce yourself and talk about the stuff that you've been doing over the last couple months and why you started doing it. Tell us about Tony Taylor Toys, because Jake needs to know, and so do
I. Well, first of all, it's a huge honor just to be on this show. I mean, I've just been a big fan, and to talk with you guys and work with you guys has been like a dream come true. So
thank you, man.
It's great.
More of that. More of that, please.
There's plenty of it. But really, it all kind of started with Space Danger, honestly.
Okay.
I just thought it was a really cool idea. The fact that you could have a toy that fit right in with your classic Kenner toys and something custom but looked like it came straight from Kenner was something that really intrigued me, and I always loved the toys, and I just wanted to make something that they didn't. Like, they never really tapped into the movies, they never really tapped into the cartoon all that much, and just from as being a kid, just had so many dreams of having like a little toaster toy or the tub or anything like that. So I was just making stuff that I thought was cool and would look good in a collection, and here we are.
Yeah. So it kind of started taking off, and like we would always talk about, the Terror Tub and the toaster and PK Evil and all these cool figures that you were making. And we kind of started putting our heads together of like, what if we took your talent of designing these ghosts and these Ghostbusters and other property inspire. We got to be real careful here. These are not Ghostbusters toys. These are we're taking inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspired by, and we put the I see Jake staring at that Extreme Ghostbusters Ecto 1 behind.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was like,
it's not open
in the package.
Oh
boy.
Right. So we said, well, what if we take the power of YHS and the power of the Toy Anxiety and the YHS brand, and we combine it with Tony's ability to make these incredible toys and come up with kind of a new brand, and let's see what we can come up with. And that's where we've been kind of teasing it over the last couple weeks. So we can officially announce that next Tuesday, we're going to do our first launch for the Crypt Creepers brand. I think I got the logo somewhere. I should have prepared. But let me go ahead and get the logo up. And, there he is.
Oh.
Now, Tony, tell us about this first release while I find our logo and act like I've done this before.
It's the Sinister Stack.
All right.
It's based off of a stack of books, obviously. And it's got some real fearsome flush vibes going. And once you get your hands on it, you can actually look at the spines of the book, and there are titles on the spines. There's a lot of little Easter eggs hidden in it, and I love it.
Yeah, this is very cool. And I want to show, I mean, Sinister Stack, you kind of pitched that as like, what if this was the first release? And I said, I love it. So if people are interested in that, well, first of all, let me get the logo up here. Here we go. There we go. Crypt Creepers. You can follow us on Instagram. Jake has been covered at Crypt Creepers Toys on Instagram. And then it's cryptcreeperstoys.com. And for all intents and purposes, we're launching a little toy company here. This is the next logical step of Yes Have Some.
So what we're doing?
And Jake says, "Oh, we're
If
doing."
anybody's gonna do it, it's got to be you guys.
The other day, Jake was like, "As long as I get one of all of them, we'll just fucking do it." I was like, okay.
That's all I want.
So, Jake, tell me your thoughts. I've got a packaging example. This is Sinister Stack in package here, as you can see. Jake, tell me your thoughts on this first release. Does this fit your Kenner Real Ghostbusters vibe?
I mean, it does. It's beautiful, and I mean, I like just everything about it, man. The design of the toy itself, the artwork. You know, one of the things that we wanted to do was like kind of hit certain notes with the artwork and and just the design of everything. And I'm looking at this and I'm getting annoyed that I don't have it. Like, and that's how it's been with Tony Taylor Toys up until this point. It's like, hold on, where's all this cool shit coming from? And how come I don't have any of it?
It's coming from Tony. Now we should.
So we just bought the company.
We bought it. Now let's give our shout out. Baducci Studios is doing this artwork. He's doing an incredible job. We've been working with him. He's done a lot of artwork for the Ghostbusters community. So we should say that follow Crypt Creepers Toys on Instagram, and you will get more information about the official on sale and everything next week. Now, what we're saying here is that we're going to do 1 to 2 limited drops a month to start and see how it goes. My hope is that it just kind of continues. Tony, you've had a lot of sales with your first couple months. Have you been surprised at how well it's gone so far?
I've been blown away. The support has been tremendous. I thought I would just sell like a couple because I was just making, stuff I just thought was cool, and the fact that other people want them to put in their collections blows me away. And I've sold a lot.
Yeah, you've been killing it.
A lot more than I thought.
Yeah. So what we're hoping for is that, like, just to kind of bring people in behind the scenes, Tony's going to continue, designing and making these. And it's not just like a 3D printed thing. There's a digital file, and then it's printed, and then your hand, sanding them. And you're putting a lot of work into it. There's a lot of meticulous, a lot of work that goes into each one of these figures. And then we're going to be kind of handling the social media, shipping, fulfillment, and all of that. And then we're all going to be promoting the hell out of it. I've got a couple teases that we can show for other things. So the first thing I want to show is that each release is going to have what we're calling a shadow variant. So right now we've got the black shadow variant of the Sinister Stack. Now, how many are we doing of the variant? Now, there's going to be 30 Sinister Stacks available. How many shadow versions?
There's, I think I said 5 of those.
5, so I kept 4. So we're going to sell 2 of those.
5 or 6. I honestly forget how many I said.
Yeah, I think it's 6 actually. And then once the colorway is gone, we're not going to say we're never going to do another color or another version of it, but each version will exist as its own release. So we want to kind of keep that limited edition aspect to it. And then Tony, you sent me a couple other things. If we can tease some future releases, I think that would be fun for the Toy Anxiety
tease
crew.
away.
Yeah. And Jake, I know we've been brainstorming with Tony other ideas for other ghosts and stuff to do.
We're going to do a lot more brainstorming. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things like...
There's just so many things that are possible that...
Yeah, the possibilities are
hard
endless.
to just do one or a few. It's hard, yeah.
I know we want to do some more GB2 inspired things.
Ghostbusters 2 needs some more love.
Yeah. Now, Tony, how did you come? I see you're wearing a Toy Anxiety shirt. How did you?
Oh yeah.
How did you fall into the YHS rabbit hole? Did you just find us, or I should probably ask you these questions off air, but F it.
Well, I was always a big fan of the cross rip, which hopefully comes back very soon. And you guys did a little April Fool's a little podcast where you guys switch podcasts or something like that, and that's how I stumbled upon you guys, and I've been a fan ever since.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
So a couple months ago, for our Patreon top tier, we did a YHS Muncher. So now this, what I'm about to show you is not Muncher. This is a whole different thing. Okay, listen, this is not Muncher. This is
not much.
Jake. I don't think you've even seen this yet. This just came in the mail. This is
I don't think so.
So smooth. What I'm holding, it's like a little baby. This is going to be the Crypt Creepers mini munch, which will drop later. Later. I hope you can see the details there.
All right.
He's very cute. He looks very upset. I don't know what could be going on. Why he's so upset, but probably because they've shown his entire scene in all these clips. They're giving away the whole damn movie.
A lot of it. Yeah.
I haven't watched them.
Don't watch it. So we got Mini Munch is I think his official name, and that'll be a future release under the Crypt Creepers brand. Everyone's like, cool, Toy Anxiety is now turned into a goddamn infomercial.
It's CreeperCon.
CreeperCon.
We gotta have one.
First annual.
Well, we'll do CreeperCon. We got so many ideas. We really hope you guys like it. We're gonna try to make these things, affordable. Just $99.99 a piece.
Just a couple installments. We take credit cards. We take Klarna, everything. So
payment plans. Now, Jake, I don't even know if I want to reveal these ones, but I want to. Should I do it? Should I tease this out? Jake, you've seen these, but this is the first time I've actually looked at these in person. And Tony, you'll have to help me with the names of these. Now, again, inspired by. This is not from any specific property, but a future Crypt Creepers release. Now, Tony, walk me through who I'm holding here.
You're holding in your right hand, I think, C-Creepio.
C-Creepio.
And in your left hand, RIP2.
RIP2. Now, this will be a 2-pack.
Headstone.
These are absolutely awesome.
I love those.
I think I'm going to lose my mind. I'm so mad they're not on sale right now because I want to buy one, even though I'm holding it. Now, are these the final colors that we're going with, or are we going to experiment more? These look pretty good.
We'll figure it out. We'll play around. Something along those lines for sure, because I love them. So,
cool. Yeah. RIP2 and C-Creepio.
Yep. Got little guts instead of wires, and a lot of bone features instead of mechanical stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
It's a little companion Ghost Star Wars mashup.
I think this will be a 2-pack. And Jake, what do you think of these?
Those are some of my favorites that you've done so far. Craig, you sent me the design of that a while back, and I just love them. Those are great.
Jake, I'm going to give you these prototypes.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Just like you said, Klarna, right? Klarna works. Now we got a comment from Riley Bob. First the podcast, then the toys, then the khakis, and then the chicks. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's the way it goes.
Now, Tony, before we move on, what else can we say? I want you to play. Now, Tony Taylor Toys is not going away. We want to be clear about that.
No, it's the line of mini ghosts just became popular very quickly. I don't know. I don't want to sound too crazy, but the demand kind of got pretty big, and I think joining forces with you to help meet that demand was the perfect thing. Is seeing as how I was inspired by Space Danger and the mini Craig Slimer. I just think it was a match made in heaven. But Tony Taylor Toys is not going away. The mini ghosts just kind of became their own line, their own brand, with you guys and helping out and joining forces to make it even better. But I'll still do some mini puffs and Gozerian emblems and some even crazier, more limited type things. So Tony Taylor Toys isn't going away.
I love when you say it because it sounds like you're talking in third person. Tony Taylor's here to stay.
A little bit. I honestly accidentally started a toy company, and it's kind of your fault. So
I love that. That's the best.
That's what we do.
We can make.
That's what happens when you watch Toy Anxiety.
So again, Crypt Creepers toys on Instagram. Give us a follow, and we'll have more information, and we'll be dropping the Sinister Stacks next week, and we're gonna slow roll it. We're not gonna get too crazy too fast. We want to see how it does. And thank you, Blue Chainsaw Man, for posting the link in there in the chat. And also, we should say some of the most famous hits of the Tony Taylor past. You know, the Terror Tub and the PK Evil and the what's the toaster's official name?
The Grave Little Toaster.
The Grave Little Toaster. We love that. We're exploring possibly doing some re-releases, some different colorways, giving people more opportunities who maybe missed out on those. Yeah, we're just excited, and like, it's all good, man. If
looking into the flocked variants, by the way.
Flocked Grave Little Toaster. If the end result is a bunch of people who like what we do get to add cool little new toys to their collections, and we also get to add them to ours, then it's a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyways, Jake, anything else on this stuff before we move on?
No, dude, I'm just excited about it, and it's like, it's fun to to see the stuff Tony was doing before we kind of got involved, and to be looking at it and being like, fuck, man, that shit's really cool. And then it's like, all right, well, now we get to kind of be a part of that. It's like, it's cool to partner up, and I've been into all of it so far.
Yeah.
So.
And what I'd like to do is maybe some fan voting. Maybe we can come up with a couple options and say like, hey, we want to, which one of these designs you want for January or whatever, and then we'll probably just pick the one we want to do and ignore the vote.
The one I already made, or whatever.
Or just put two really crappy options and one really cool one.
But we'd like to do a shadow variant of every figure and stuff like that. Fun stuff,
Dude, imagine being the guy who only collects the shadow variants, but he misses out on one. He's going to have a horrible night.
And shout out to Baducci for the art. Man.
Yeah, let's talk about the art one more time, because I want to give him credit. Baducci did the logo, and obviously he did the Crypt Creepers packaging with Sinister Stack. Now, should I tease the Mini Munch artwork, or should I wait on that? Let's wait on that. Let's not.
Don't get crazy.
Let's wait on that, because I'll have to find it. I'll probably press the wrong button and be the whole thing. Yes, they're Brock Parker's calling for Crypt Creepers to be on Shark Tank. Sure. Here's my pitch. Hi, Sharks. How many times have you ever looking at your real Ghostbusters collection like, wait a minute, where's my symmetrical stack of books?
Where's my bathtub? Where's my toaster?
There's got to be a better way. All right, so here's the deal, folks. Crypt Creepers Toys on Instagram. Tony Taylor Toys on Instagram. Tony, any final words before we let you go?
You guys are going to be in store for some really cool shit.
I love that. And Ryan Dole chimes in. Wait, who's this?
I'm sad he's not here. I was excited to talk to Ryan.
We'll bring you back on for Ryan. We'll let you and Ryan do a show.
Not having seen Afterlife, I wanted to help.
Oh, dude. Ryan would be like, dude? I don't know. This feels like that's what he would do.
I live in Ohio, which is almost Canada. So.
Yes, there you go. Everybody, Tony Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. And more news from Crypt Creepers later in the week. And I got to learn how to set up a thermal printer for shipping. So that's my task this week.
Get on it.
But I bought one, and that's the most important part. Tony, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm huge fans, guys. Thanks a lot.
No, we're a fan of you. It's you're in rarefied air. Not that many people. I don't know how Dan Harshman squeezed his way onto the show.
No Dan Harshman. I do have a little Proton pack over there, but
wait, hold on. Go. Look at your wall. It's like the firehouse.
It's hanging on the wall.
Yeah, but at least you got the real firehouse wall. But it's hanging on the wall.
It's not allowed. I got to take it off.
Yeah, take that down.
Tony lives in the firehouse.
Yeah, Tony, where do you live? In a firehouse?
Yeah.
I love it. All right. See you, man. Thanks. Where?
What? Hold on. What?
For our audio listeners, Tony also has a full containment unit.
It's not turned on, but it's over there.
I'm turned
Did you
on.
3D print that?
It's
No.
wait. We should have a
Well, one
containment
part.
unit
One
ghost.
part.
Containy.
Couple of them. Creepy
Containy.
container. I don't know.
Christ. Chris. What do we call it? Crypt Creepers. Christ. Crypt Creepers.
You
All
guys
right.
Are we
came up
doing
with
a
the
Jesus
name. You
ghost?
better get it right.
God.
No.
All right,
Jake
Tony.
Jaguar before that.
Jake Jaguar. Oh, we are gonna do. We should announce we are gonna do special, like Patreon exclusives and event exclusives and things like that. So YHS inspired stuff and all sorts of stuff. So Tony, thank you so much. We appreciate you hanging out, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having me, and we're gonna have some fun.
All right, thanks, dude.
Hopefully, see you in New York.
Woo! Bye.
I'm still here.
Well, he's still here. I accidentally X'd
Wait.
out of the wrong people.
You X out the wrong.
There we go. Bye, Tony.
He's just doing the show by himself.
Well, that was fun. I've also lost our border, but that's okay. We'll get it back.
We don't need it.
Jake, what'd you think of all that stuff?
Is anybody still watching?
There's a lot of
No,
people still watching.
that stuff's good, man. It's fun. Anytime like new Ghostbusters stuff, dude. I'll straight up being honest. The toaster, the PKE, the tub.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that I don't have any of those.
Right.
Because they're all amazing. All of the stuff is very fun and cool.
Yeah, it's great, and we're gonna make sure we all get our hands on them and make sure that the goal is not to just make limited toys that nobody can get. Like the goal is for people to be able to get them, and
No, I want this to turn into Mondo.
the goal is for none of you to have.
I want to be able to read sad comments about Crypt Creepers.
Great, another drop from Crypt Creepers that I missed out on. Jake, do you have any sad comments this week?
I don't.
You
dude.
don't? That's okay.
I didn't. I looked and I let me lay it out. I did see some sad comments.
Okay.
But the sad comments a lot of them are just the same comment over and over.
Yep.
And I don't like to pick comments unless they're next level, insane or long or very dramatic. And, to be real, there hasn't been that many reveals since the last episode of the show. So there wasn't anything that I thought lived up to Toy Anxiety standards. So I don't have any this week.
Well, I feel on all that. So luckily, I think Justin Tung, who's a YHS Patreon person, he's watching. He sent me some sad comments. User submitted sad comments. I think I'm going to read them. You think I should?
I think you should, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's read some sad comments. For those of you who don't know, this is the segment where we scour the internet for the latest and greatest toy commentary from, Hasbro, Pulse, NECA, Facebook, Instagram. And we read it, we have some fun, and then we end the show. And we appreciate everybody sticking around tonight. A little bit of a different format, but a lot of people watching. We really
sorry about the technical. I know there was some. I'm guessing that the stream is working fine now. For a while, I know it was going a little crazy, but
it's
okay.
All right, here we go. Sad comments. I gotta find the music though. I need Abby here. She usually Abby controls the. She does something that makes my job easier. Now I'm doing it all. Here we go. All right, now Justin Tung submitted these comments. Let me go find them. All right, now I believe there are. Okay, these are on the Proton pack. Here we go. I think they are. This is the worst sad comments ever. All right, this is all from Hasbro Pulse Instagram. I'm gonna start the song over though because I'm losing.
Yeah,
maybe
turn it down a little bit.
Okay, it's too loud. Gotcha.
It's loud.
Okay, here we go. Sad comment. Hasbro Pulse Instagram. I haven't read these in advance yet. Incomplete project. Another cash grab by Hasbro for the fans. Then have been ignoring our interest and only interested in our wallets. For the better part of the last 2 years, they have exploited more redeco than ever before. I've backed 3 HasLabs and was strongly considering this until I saw how incomplete its offering was. Frowny face.
Now, does he just mean because there's no wand with it?
So
Is that what incomplete means?
That might not have been for Ghostbusters. That might have been like one of the other ones. It didn't really specify. So, now this one is definitely Proton Pack. Here we go. Emotional piano music. Sad comments coming at you. Hard pass. Classic pack with the classic wand. Why would somebody want the one from the new movie instead of a decades-old hit classic film? No question mark. What were you guys thinking? Mind-boggling odd decision made. Sure, I guess the one based off of what the kid from Stranger Things uses will work. Shrug emoji.
I mean, so that's very dramatic.
Right.
But 100% I can't understand some people being like, well, I'd rather have, like, why not from the first movie? I do understand.
I get it. I do get that.
Being a little annoyed by that.
I get it.
But chill.
But clearly, it's about to be backed in like 4 days, so.
Exactly.
Well, I just got one more sad comment.
Let's do it.
This one's not as good. Sorry, Justin. It's good. It's just somebody complaining about. You know what? I'm too positive about Ghostbusters right now. I can't see people complaining about it. It stresses me out.
Yeah.
As I limp to the finish of Toy Anxiety.
You're such a fucking shill.
I am. I'll always shill for Ghostbusters.
I was about to say that's what the show is based around.
They should call it Shill Anxiety.
We're called the Yes Have Some podcast.
Breaking news from Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd says there's too much material in comedy to rely on jokes that are hurtful or cause offense. All right. There you go. Dan says it. Boy, if you get up there...
Is that breaking news?
It was breaking news. It was the first post on Facebook on Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, so Facebook is breaking news now?
Facebook's my breaking news. Jake,
he could have said that 12 years ago.
Do you have anything to say tonight?
Is that your way of telling me to shut up?
No, I kind of want Toy Anxiety to be over because I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, dude, let's end it.
Thank God. No, this was fun.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
Chewie, where's Han? I'll give you one guess. He's dead. To be completely honest, we almost canceled tonight because Ryan and Abby were not available. We said, F it. The show must go on. So, Jake, I really appreciate you doing this. And love Tony Taylor being here. Love Dan Harshman being here. Thanks to Beducci Studios and the chats for doing the art for the Crypt Creepers. Follow Crypt Creepers Toys on Instagram. Stay tuned for more news and announcements on that. And, Jake, I'll give you the final thought. What else do you have to say this wonderful evening?
He just told me to stop talking. Listen, buy a toy, man. I every time you give me the final thought, there's nothing I can do but say,
bye.
Back the pack.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to back the pack. Get off your ass and put a hard day's work in and get that $400 spent. I don't know. I'm just doing I don't know what this voice is.
It sounds like you're selling a truck.
Listen.
Y'all want to get on here, get into that Hasbro Pulse and just press on, put in your numbers into the keyboard, and put in that credit card info, and you just want to back that pack, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, you're going to want to back that pack. I don't care if it's an Afterlife pack. That's a good pack. I love it. I'm so excited about it. It's fucking awesome. It's never been a better time to be a Ghostbusters fan. Never been a better time to be a YHS fan. So make sure that you're following us on all of our social media at YHS Podcast. Big news coming any second.
Any second, whatever.
Stay tuned.
It's a big time, maybe.
And we'll just see you next time. For Jacob Walsh, my name is Craig Goldberg. This is where the fun ends.